Hi there, this is Dr. Jessica Guerrero. I just wanted to do a quick video on what I consider personal engineering, which is a practice that I use in order to organize and lay out my life in general. Specifically today, I want to cover the topic of time management. It tends to be the beginning of the semester, and for some of you, the middle of the semester, the term, and you're just becoming incredibly overwhelmed with all of the things that you have going on. Um, Even if it's not school, it may be work. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things to keep in mind as you facilitate your time or allocate your time, because it's really important that you manage your time wisely so that you avoid the distractions, and those distractions then lead you down a path you may not want to explore. So, first of all, I need you to make a list of your non-negotiables, things within your schedule, within your day, within your week that you have to be present for. All right. Non-negotiable events may include like a prayer, devotion, or Bible study that you do daily or weekly, going to church or to youth group or to church events, anything along those lines, your school schedule, when you have class, and then you can also take it as far as exams and when you're going to study. Practice schedules, if you perhaps are an athlete, then that would be a game schedule. Making sure that you have allocated time to be at your games, and then can plan for your schoolwork in order to take care of it before or after you attend those games. If you're working either in place of sports or school, or you're working in addition to, you add that to your list of non-negotiables, your work schedule. So that would include just your work hours, if you had any meetings or deadlines, anything along those lines. And then things that are really important to your health. So like maybe meeting with a mentor or a therapist to help you work through all the overwhelming emotions that you have, or anything that you are currently experiencing that may hold you back, or maybe an obstacle that's present in your life that you need to work through. On this list of non-negotiables, please do not include your goals for the week or any things that you wish to get done. We'll have room for that towards the end, okay? So what I do is I start with my list of non-negotiables, and I have my monthly calendar. I just pulled this off of the internet. I left the source there so that I didn't take credit for it. You can get a lot of free printable calendars. If you prefer, you can also do like a calendar um, that you buy at the store. You can lay that out for yourself. I'm just trying to think of what you have most quick and cheap. You could also do an electronic calendar. I tend to keep an electronic calendar, but you start with a calendar, a blank calendar, and then you add those non-negotiables in. Okay, and I tend to be over organized when it comes to my time allocation. So you can see that I have everything color coded when it comes to school. Um, I included, like, for example, mom's birthday, that I'd be going to church on that Sunday. This next weekend, you can see I have a tournament in New Mexico, so church will be online, just kind of making myself a note there. Let's see, on Friday, I have time for a mentor meeting at 9, the following Friday, therapist appointment at 10:15. Anything that you have scheduled throughout the month, just kind of looking at, okay? You can also see that I put game days here as they fall. So these are my monthly obligations, non-negotiables, okay? Then I take each week, and I personally use Sundays, Sundays as my personal engineering time period. And then I take the things that I need to schedule, my non-negotiables for the week, and I allocate them. Again, I just gave you an example of a blank calendar that I found online. Here it is with that information from my weekly calendar. So I said, hey, I got English on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10, psychology, Mondays and Wednesdays at 1, biology lecture and lab, 9 to 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, math lecture. You can see that. Okay. I also put my devotion verse of the day and prayer time at the very beginning of my day. Okay. I also included practices. Perhaps your practice may be work. If you don't have practice, it could be games. You know what your schedule is. And I've also allocated time to study specifically for a subject. So what I tend to see students do is they're like, oh, I'm going to study, but they don't know exactly what they're studying, or they'll maybe like, hey, I'm way ahead on this. I don't need to spend that time. Here is where I tell myself, on Monday at 8 p.m. from 8 to 9, I'm going to specifically study English. Okay. On Monday, starting at 9, I will study psychology. All right. Then you can see that on Tuesday at 8, I'll study biology. At 9, I will study math. Then Wednesday, I'll go to a study hall or a study group. And you can see that I have English here and then math there. Then I have class. So I'm just allocating my time throughout my day. And I use this little calendar that kind of gives me some time periods to work with. I also have a lot of open time. And the reason why I have a lot of open time is so that I can do the other things that I need to do throughout my day. Okay. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But making sure that you have some gaps so that you can do normal people stuff. All right. Even if that means taking a nap, which is definitely suggested, or going and hanging out with a friend for a while just to get your mind off of school and the stress that you may be experiencing. Okay. You can also see that I have recovery times here. Recovery times could be like for athletes who have to go into training and do icing and heating. They could also be times for you to take a nap, okay, just to rest. So I've scheduled time in for that to make sure that I do that. All right. You can see as well that I put time every Sunday to work on my personal engineering. So what I'm going to do that week. Okay. So far, I've just gone over the non-negotiables, and this kind of gives me a good layout of my week. So when someone's like, hey, can you help me on Wednesday? Well, I know what I got scheduled Wednesday, and I know if things can move around or not. And this way you're not like, I'll see, or you don't feel like you have to do 100 things at once. Okay. Now, after we get this whole weekly thing going, monthly and weekly, then we start with maybe what other things do we want to accomplish this week? What other things do we need to do? So again, just this template I pulled offline. Again, the source is Calendarpedia, so you can do a Google. There's tons of different templates, one that may be more aesthetically pleasing to you. And then I went and I filled it in. So Monday, I need to drop clothes off the cleaners. I need to email my study group. I need to submit my math assignment. And I fill this in during my personal engineering time. Okay. Tuesday, make sure I call grandma, pack my bag to go to New Mexico, whatever it is. This is where I add my goals or the things that I would really like to get done this week, but I don't want to hard schedule them into a plan. Like it's just kind of like a checklist type thing. These are more of my negotiables, things I would really like to do, but I don't necessarily have to get them done. Okay. And this definitely helps when it comes to managing your course load, your workload, practice, all of the different things that you have going on. You could be a wife, a mother, you got your kids' practices. Those would be part of your non-negotiables, right? Their games, maybe different events. All of those are part of what you have to do while you're still trying to accomplish your personal goals as well. Staying organized and managing your time is one of the key aspects to succeeding and to reducing anxiety and stress. So I just wanted to touch on that for a moment, give you my thoughts and the way that I organize my time. If you feel like you have questions, you are welcome to comment on this, or you can send me an email directly. I appreciate your time and best of luck as you continue to manage your time.